Hello, my name is Corey, and I am a Star War.
And my name is Corey, and I am also a Star War.
And I think for tonight, my name is also Corey because I'm living undercover, and this is a Star War.
And we are
a
a
Star War.
So today, in lieu of possibly hearing our fun dogs run around,
No dogs.
you might
Dog
hear
free.
the people in the suite above us in East Nashville Suites in Nashville.
Oh, they are hookers.
We're taking the
I
podcast
think
on the road.
They're really enjoying basketball or something. So
We found a brothel.
there is no football
We are
today.
beneath it.
Yeah, somebody's having a good time upstairs yelling, "Let's go." So anyway, today we're going to talk about Skeleton Crew, episodes 5 through 8, and wrap up our thoughts on what we thought of this season. From what I understand, it was a limited series, right? It was like a one and done. Like,
Boy,
we
was
have
it.
things to talk about.
Boy, was it limited.
all right, well, let's go. Do you want to start with overall thoughts?
No.
Sure.
No, save it for the end.
Okay, I don't know.
All right, let's save it for the end. You start with.
Let's run through some run-throughs here. Episode 5 was called You Have a Lot to Learn About Pirates. And the kids, let's see, the parents try to send a message, but it's foiled by a droid, and the droid trying to delete, blah, blah. This is long. This is bad.
They're often all long. Let's just
This is way too
let's just
long.
say the episode names and then just
us.
jump right in it.
Cathalops. There was someone named Cathalops. There was a giant slug thing.
Episode 5 was the Mudbath
slaps.
Mountains.
Oh, they went to the spa town, and they found the actual treasure.
Yeah.
Finally, no, they found the way to the treasure.
Yeah.
The treasure was on Ad-Adden. Here is where they found how to get to the
No,
treasure.
they found the treasure on this planet because they went under the acid water, remember, and then locked the door.
That's right.
And
They
that's where
find the
found
coordinates
treasure,
to
yeah.
Ad-Adden
Yeah.
and learn that the treasure is an old mint.
Yeah, but they
So they
found.
don't find treasure.
They
under
did
the spa.
find the
Yeah,
treasure.
they did. The whole thing,
And the
like the
lightsaber.
treasure room was...
What?
That's where they found the lightsaber.
You don't remember that's where he finds the lightsaber?
Because
And then-
the data port looked like a roast or something, or a ham or some shit, a meat on the table. Because they're like, why does this look so different from all the other stuff? And they lifted it.
Oh, and they were like, not this one. This one's for One-Eyed Willie.
But
And then later, someone did touch it, and then it was a booby trap.
Down here is our
It's
time.
our time down here.
My bad. I
Down
haven't seen the
here.
Goonies in a minute.
No, you have. It was called Skeleton
Yeah,
Crew.
you saw it just recently. Some booty traps. That's what I said, booty traps.
Booty chat.
By the way, whatever transpires in the rest of the show, I do want to say that Goonies is one of the perfect movies.
It's a good one.
I
It's
enjoy it.
it's a like a flawless movie. I
was-
love everything about it.
It was in the theater last week for Fandango events, Fathom events, and I didn't go. I should have. It's like 2 days.
Well, you can still watch it.
At the house, yeah, but I'm talking about it was in theaters
When?
earlier.
All right. Anything else about that?
So
spot?
5, that's the one where KB is like, I can't go down there. My shit will be fucked up.
That's exactly how she said it.
She was
and
like,
then
my
they-
shit. Don't let my shit get fucked
But
up.
then they got chased because
And Neil was like, no.
the bounty got called in on him by what we can only assume was one of his ex-lovers that he told a different name to.
Yeah, it was like
Judge.
Dash Rendar.
So then they found a treasure under the acid water and
I would like to
Killed
ask
a few of the
question.
crew,
All
the
right,
other
so
crew.
that I thought that they killed the entire pirate
apparently
crew.
they only killed like 2 or 3 of the people we'd never seen before.
Right? Because I thought it was like all of them.
There's an awful lot of them
And,
on that crew.
and then they all show up in the next episode. And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess Jeff
they got
didn't
a lot of
die.
They got a lot of spares. Yeah.
So
Well,
that's
pirates.
what happens in episode 6.
Well, before we move on to episode 6, Wim does have a fun little moment with the lightsaber. What happened?
He almost burned his dick off.
Oh, where
He
he
almost burned his dick off.
shoots it right at his baby dick.
and it launched him across the room.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the episode ends with Jude Law's character striking the lightsaber off camera to where we didn't get to see what color the saber was, right?
Correct. You just hear it.
So I have something to say about that as we talk about the next episode.
Okay. Episode 6 synopsis.
Episode 6 is titled Zero Friends Again. This one was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard.
This is the best episode in the series, in my opinion.
They're captured by the pirates. They take them back to Brutus for execution. They drop out of the bottom of the layer. Is this the one where they had to crab people and all that stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, crab people. They recover the onyx cinder and get back on there and save their friends before they get eaten by trash crabs. Oh, that was where they the ship gets stuck and then it pulls out and it's a better, cooler ship inside that ship. Interesting.
Yes. How so?
So it was just always there, and they were like, one day,
apparently that was how
to become two
the other
ships.
pirate hid it, right? He stole the ship, the Ad-Aten ship, and disguised
remember in the last episode when everything was going over my fucking head? Old Professor Smart Brain is back again across the table. It went over my head.
He was hiding.
Him named Jeff. The fellas upstairs have stopped listening to their basketball game and are keenly listening to our podcast.
Oh, goodness. Welcome,
hello,
new listeners.
Gentlemen. Hello.
Let's go. As they were saying.
The part where he fixes KB's brain, he has to pull her circuits out and makes a little thing. That was cool.
That was my favorite part.
I liked it. It's one of those things where, remember in one of our recent episodes where I was like, how do they always just know what buttons they're supposed to press when they enter somewhere? Like in episode 8, last night I was rewatching it, and he just reaches over and very calmly and with a lot of authority presses a button and speaks to the entire land of Ad-Aten. That was sort of the thing, which I guess if she had had some corrosions before and was like, I got to fix this fucking fuse. We just happen to be sitting here in the sand and we can make a mold. I was just like, how? Come on.
So you're saying that was a how the hell?
How the hell? I did think it was cool, but it was a how the hell.
I felt like it was a nice nod to the original trilogy's focuses on buttholes.
Okay. Why?
Is that your card?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Boom. Because when he fingers the dirt and makes the hole and then pours it in the hole and then it comes out and it's a perfect mold of the hole. I've said enough.
I've said too much.
Is that enough for that episode? Trash crabs.
We can discuss it all later.
So the trash crabs were like, oh, we'll help you. Come over here and meet our giant crab and it will eat you.
Yep.
Follow.
Bunch of jerks.
Follow.
Mine?
Yeah,
Follow.
they speak
Follow.
English. Episode 7. We're going to be in so much trouble. That was the title. They sent a transmission into outer space from Ad-Aten, but then the pirates arrive at the same time, and they're trying to get... The pirate's name is Glurb. He goes in the barrier, but he blows up. Jod kills Brutus. The barrier recognizes the onyx cinder and lets it through, yada yada. He pretends to be a Republic emissary, and everybody's like, cool, we believe you. And then the kids go and meet their parents again. Does he see the mint at the end?
Yeah, he goes in, he does a little thing with the mint starts falling into his hands.
Yeah.
Kids meet their parents, and then he comes out and flashes a lightsaber.
Yeah. Blue.
Which was
lightsaber.
blue.
Blue.
Whose lightsaber you think that is?
Jeff's.
I thought you had something.
Are you just
Why
upset
was it
that it's
blue?
not red or something?
Oh, but I mean, I realized that's more the last episode. So what's the last episode summary?
The real good guys. I think that they ran around on their speeder bikes again, and then the New Republic shows up, but this time with B-Wings, so we're supposed to be excited.
I mean, I was.
I know, I was too. But again, I was like, all right, you got me. You got a B-Wing. I would love to see a B-Wing again. Thank you, assholes. Is there only because it was the same dude, Carson or whatever his name is. Is he the only pilot? He's the one.
It's why the First Order stood a chance. There's 17
there's
people
only
working the Outer Rim. That's it. And all of the Republic. There's Carl.
Because every time something
Salcerito,
happens on any of these
and
shows,
16 of his friends. Jeff has got his own squadron. They're relying on Brown Squadron, which we didn't get the fucking memo.
Doesn't show up for nothing.
Right.
Listen, you can catch me in the recliner. That's where I'm going to be.
And that's why the First Order took over, apparently. Jeff and Corey were in the recliner.
Yeah, that's about what went down.
Brown Squadron. Damn
Brown
it.
leader.
Brown leader, pick up. We know you're out there.
All right. So are we discussing now?
Yes.
They shot down the ship, and the thing is that like I had to go back and Google because after the show was over the next day, I was like, "What happened to Dumbledore?"
Exactly.
I don't remember. And then I went back, and they were like, "Oh, they just didn't show like
exactly."
anything.
There was a lot of loose ends. I felt like at the end.
Yeah.
So I think that they played Jude Law's character. Is he or isn't he a good guy or a bad guy all the way till the very end?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's watching the pirate ship being shot down by the X-Wings, and it's crashing unnecessarily into Astoria.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, well, these kids, they sure pulled it off. Boy, I am proud of these kids, and I hated those pirates. They got what was coming to them. And that's it. So was he a Jedi? Was he an emissary? Was he a good guy, bad guy?
I think he wasn't all the way bad. I think he was a little of both. Like I don't think he really wanted to hurt the kids. He had zero hesitation sticking his lightsaber in the eye hole of the Supreme Leader. But I don't think he wanted to hurt the kids.
Was it the eye hole?
Maybe it was.
Or was the Supreme Leader just talking out of his ass the whole time?
I think that's probably the case. But I don't think he wanted to hurt anybody. I think he just wanted the fucking gold or the mint or whatever, and he wanted to just chill. But he also wanted to be in charge of everybody because he told them he was in charge.
But he was also trained by a Jedi and clearly could work the Force. And I realize you have to bleed your lightsaber, I guess. It wasn't his lightsaber that he was wielding, right?
Right.
So it's not like when Count Dooku grabbed, Kenobi's lightsaber, didn't turn red, right?
Right.
Because it wasn't his. But, I mean...
Anakin's was still...
Was his...
blue all the way through the end of that Sith movie.
Oh,
you
yeah,
never
that's
see
right.
his turn red.
That's right. I don't know.
Even after he kills all the fucking younglings.
The fact that the Yinglings...
Yeah. One after the other. Yingling.
But like, why did they just not show any kind of closure for his character?
So that the rabid fan base would demand a movie to vote on.
Well, to quote Dolores Umbridge, good luck.
Yeah, it seems like they just left all kinds of shit open to be like, hey, here's a whole new universe we've invented.
Well, they didn't.
Secret
wrap
planets.
That up, and they're like, okay, well, there's no barrier anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's just a goddamn mint that is unprotected.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
and they had like thousands of those caves full of things. Is that what the thing said to him? He's like, we have 10,000.
1,139.
Something
Which,
like that, yeah.
To me, I need to see if their creators of this show were Green Day fans, because that sounds like the name of their first fucking album.
Dookie?
No, they had two records.
I know it
that.
wasn't Dookie.
Dookie.
I think it was
wanted to say
1,039.
Dookie.
I think no, hang on.
But what album are they most known for?
Dookie.
American Idiot. But after that,
Dookie. Overall though, I did like the show. I think it had some issues, like some of them we just talked about. The record was called 1,039, not 1,139. I think it overall had some issues. I went on a side tangent. I was just talking about it. Y'all weren't even listening.
I was listening.
It just took me a minute to find it while I was trying to talk. There were some issues. Some of the things we just laughed at were the name of some of the episodes. There were some weird dialogue choices, and then last night when I was watching it, all the kids are captured. Now we got to have a plan. John is like, you're not going to do anything, and all of a sudden William just goes, attack! I just went, Leroy Jenkins. Jim said he didn't know what that meant earlier. Do you know Leroy Jenkins?
Yeah, you never saw that video?
No, I didn't.
I didn't know until a few years ago. Carter told me it's some old
hilarious.
Warcraft video or something. These bunch of guys are playing online, and one of the dudes leaves to go pee or something. So the guys are all on their headphones, and he's like, "Yeah, blah blah blah. I went to go get some food and some chicken wings or something." So on, so on, so forth. A couple some minutes later, dude just sits back down. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm back. What's the plan?" And then they're all kind of talking, well, you go this way, that way. And this guy
They're
just goes,
planning who's going to do what weapon. Who you come in, you do the threatening voice, and then you do this, and then it'll do this. And they're like really working hard to coordinate a battle plan.
and then you just see this one
game.
lone character charge forward.
And then this guy just takes off running.
Leroy Jenkins.
And they're like, God damn it, Leroy, did he go in there? All right, guys, new plan. And they all just have to run in, and
So
That's funny.
it's hilarious. I was reminded the entire time of almost everything about Guardians of the Galaxy. They even called themselves Ravagers at one point.
Mm-hmm.
The ship that like breaks off from the other ship, and then it's got a crash, and I was like, is that the Ravager ship? That's the same ship. Like, I feel like if you're going to do space pirates, which is part of the Star Wars universe that we've not seen before, don't just do Guardians of the Galaxy. Maybe come up with some more creative.
Where was Hondo Hanaka?
that was another question I was going to ask. There was very little fan service in this, unless there were things that I just missed. I fully expected if we were ever going to get Hondo, we were going to get it in this series.
Who was this show for? Was it for the 40, 50-year-olds, or was it for the 9-year-olds?
Do the 9-year-olds give a shit about it?
I don't know. I don't have a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I don't
Who
know.
wants one?
I'm sure there are people out there.
I guess people,
that are
if
happy
you
to have
already
a
have-
9-year-old.
You have a 9-year-old. Good for you. I hope they like this show better than I did.
Right? Because, I mean, it was clearly meant for our generation because of all the callbacks and all of the references and the whole Goonian space, that thesis. But, like, the narrative wasn't geared toward our age bracket, which is fine.
It rarely rose above, like, spinning is a good move. Let's try that.
Yeah.
I
Like,
know
who
you'll
was it for?
finish a race this time, Annie.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene, and they were like, "Let's just do a whole show like that." I don't like watching children learn lessons. I just don't. That's not what I'm here for.
Noted.
Yeah, write that down.
What did you like about this show?
Did you like anything about the show?
I mean, that Cthulhu character probably had like a really big dong.
You don't think Mother Crab had the bigger dong?
No, crabs have notoriously tiny penises.
I know.
We all
It
know
is
that.
written in the
We all
sacred
know
Jedi
that.
texts.
We all know that. But Cthulhu's, on the other hand,
They're
sitting
nothing
in
but
that tub.
dong.
It's hard to know what part of him is the dong, but whichever part it is, it's bigger than you think it ought to be.
That's true.
So I liked that.
So was Dumbledore a good guy or a bad guy?
I think that he was the DJ character from Last Jedi. The
Chaotic neutral.
don't join either side. Everybody's an idiot. I'm just trying to get some money.
Dungeons and Dragons character archetypes?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Noted.
I think he was a good guy that just wanted what was coming
He
to
just
him.
wasn't a good guy.
He wasn't one of the real good guys. I think he just wanted what was coming to him, and he didn't want to hurt anybody to get it.
Did he want half? He just wanted what was coming to him.
He just
I
wanted what's
do
coming to
feel
me.
like there was a part like at the end where he's like standing up on the, I guess he was at the mint maybe, because he brought like girl and her mom with him.
Yep.
To that point. And it's like, or maybe it was later when they're in the tower. I don't remember. But at one point he's there, he's got his lightsaber, and like the kids are actively trying to stop him. And he doesn't just kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Very
could have
easily
just
could have,
killed
yeah.
all of them, and because he's got a trillion dollars now.
Mm-hmm.
And if he was like really truly a bad guy, then faced with the $1 trillion haul of the lifetime, he would kill all these people and just take it. Like he would massacre that planet from space and steal that money.
Yeah, he could have killed them all and then had his own fucking planet with these boys, or they could have bounced
Yeah.
and he could have just been there.
Yeah. You know, good for him.
I don't know. It was all right.
But I guess we'll find out in the movie.
Well, what did you? So you were the thing you were wanting to go back to earlier was the lightsaber color, and
Yeah, and just like, was Jude Law's character a good guy or a bad guy? And, you know, why didn't they have the pirate ship crash into the tower that he was standing on? Because that's how you get rid of the bad guy in Star Wars, is just kill him ambiguously.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just standing there watching the ship go down, and he's like, these kids sure are wily.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
Guess I'll go hide in a closet until season 2, episode 2.
One of my other problems, and I keep saying I like it, but then I start picking it apart. So I just don't know that it really advanced the Star Wars universe anywhere.
It told you about something that you never knew existed before. Did you know there's a planet that you can't see and it's not been involved in any storyline ever?
I actually thought that part was the most inventive part of the season, was that, I mean, the money's got to come from somewhere. Mm-hmm. And if it's precious, then it has to be curated how it's put into the system, right? I thought that part was cool, but everything else was, Goonies in space. It was Flight of the Navigator. It was It was a lot of other callbacks.
Those were the parts I think I kind of liked about it, though.
But I mean, but that's because it was playing on our nostalgia. But like, it was written for 10-year-olds, which is fine because Star Wars is for kids. But
is it?
I'm waiting for Andor season 2. How's that?
It's not for kids.
There's so much talking.
April. So what did you like about the show?
I liked the Goonies part. I liked the kids having an adventure. I did. It didn't, the execution.
Just shit on it for half an hour.
Sure, no.
Well, I did like the Goonies.
Stuff that happened from episodes 1 through 8.
Yeah. I'm a Star Wars fan, which means I'm wholly inconsistent about what I like and don't like about it.
But what else?
I like Jeff. Jeff, the space pirate, who was present at the attack on Navarro and then escaped and ended up working in Jod Nanawood's crew. And then nothing remarkable ever happened with this character. There was nothing about him being in this show that was worthy of him at all being in this show. I expected so much more from that character.
He was all set up.
He was just in the background the entire fucking time. Had nothing to do. No decisions of consequence. No, nothing. He was just the guy with the same outfit who was in the attack on Navarro and got away from Mando, and that was it. Unnecessary.
They just be showing up.
I guess pirates do just be there.
Jalil White, Urkel was in it.
What?
Urkel was...
Oh, that was Urkel. See, I thought he died in the acid bath.
Too.
And when he showed up in the next episode, I was like, what?
I was like, Jaleel White didn't die. I just heard him on a podcast the other day. But you meant his character, the pirate.
On the show that we're talking about.
I'm having trouble.
His character's name was Gurkle.
Jeff.
Was he Glurb?
Gurkle Jeff.
Was he Glurb? There was a pirate named Glurb.
Was there no part of the show where you were like, why isn't his lightsaber red? Like, were you looking at the lightsaber to tell you if he was or wasn't a good guy or a bad guy? No, because that was
somebody else's lightsaber. They just found it.
I just was looking for clarity, I guess. But I mean, that makes sense. But
yeah, no, I just took it to mean like, oh, he's found a lightsaber. There should be a bunch laying around, I guess, because they're kind of an artifact from all those thousands of dead Jedi.
So do you think that there were parts of his character that were telling the truth?
About his abilities and stuff?
Yeah.
But also his story, like his...
They apparently shot a scene with his master that he talked about. The actress has released some photos since the whole thing has been released. And they shot some stuff, I believe. I mean, she was in full gear and was like...
Full Jedi gear?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, there you go.
So, there's that.
Him, a real Jedi.
I mean, he at least trained.
Failed.
He said he at least trained.
But at least he didn't go on to take over a galaxy and enslave trillions of people.
He
right? Like, it's nice to know that you can fall short of the mark and just, be a dickhead and just, want a payday and just a crew that admires you, right? Just like a shitty fucking leader, just a mediocre sales manager.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that if you fall as a Jedi Padawan, you don't become a narcissistic genocidal sociopath
who hates sand.
It gets everywhere. Mm-hmm. Right in the beehole. Hey, they're back. Let's go.
Hey guys, let's go.
What else are we talking about with this show? Was that
Star Wars?
It is a Star Wars. Is it part of the Mando verse? Is this going to be tied into things later somehow?
I just assume that everything that's come out since Mandalorian is part of the Mandoverse, right?
Well, if it's
Boba Fett was.
If it happens after, I mean, it's happening in the same time frame.
Yeah, true.
It's post Jedi, New Republic. So what's coming out that way? Is there a Ahsoka 2 or a movie or something?
Supposedly, yes, Ahsoka 2. The movie is done shooting.
Ahsoka or Mando? Because Mando Grogu is the next movie, right?
That's the next movie, but apparently Ahsoka Season 2 is going to have the flashbacks with Ewan McGregor and Hayden. And now there's rumors that Filoni's trying to talk Natalie Portman into doing it.
What? That would be cool.
Yeah, see, that's great.
We've softened up on
I want that.
the prequel era stuff, mostly because of what not Rebels, Clone Wars did, right?
Yep,
And it kind of
100%.
puts things into other context.
And also the sequel trilogy made us respect having a plan.
Yeah. It was
Like
At
we
least-
may not like the plan, but at least you had a
At least
plan.
there was a plan, yeah. But yeah, that's the rumor, is that they're trying to talk her into doing Ahsoka 2. And I guess Hondo at some point.
Hondo is never going to be in a TV show.
I mean, it was now or
like
never.
he's there at the theme park, right? Like he is one of the main characters in the theme park. I don't think he's ever going to be.
Maybe that's why they're
on
like, we
TV.
don't need him on TV.
It's their loss. He's a great character. But no, let's go ahead and put Jeff the pirate in, who has nothing to do with anything, and connect him to a bunch of shows and not do anything with him. All right, noted. Done.
got it.
Recycle the makeup. Dollars saved. What are we going to spend it on? A crab. All right, let's do it.
I was going to write a whole parody of Snoop Dogg, What's My Name, that song. But it was going to be using all the different names that he used for himself in the show. But I didn't. I didn't write that. But it was a good idea, and if anybody out there wants to do it,
We would love to play it on the show.
that's ripe.
Somebody has probably already done it. It's
Right.
the internet.
It's a good idea.
Every time I think I've got a great idea, I get on the internet and I'm like,
AI beat me again.
have anything else, or is that it?
Nothing we have said here today was intended to insult Donald Trump, who we have not spoken about. That's all. You just got to cover yourself a little bit.
with a blanket.
They're going to come after all of us.
Oh, yeah.
They know that you know. Now they got to come after you. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you guys for listening. You can tune into the podcast whenever we decide we're releasing them, which is just every once in a while. You can go to thealabamatake.com and look for other podcasts in our network, sports podcasts, TV podcasts, book podcasts.
They know.
Everything. Jim has a sign off for us. Oh, go to tpublic.com and buy a t-shirt. Just look for the Alabama Take store and you can find t-shirts with our logo and faces on them. Thank you, everybody.
Gold.
Bye.